In the next installment of our Jason Nash's Most Toxic Relationship series, we have a video entitled, "Found Her Ex-Boyfriend's Underwear in Her Car." And no, believe it or not, it's not clickbait. That's right, Trisha Paytas, the most jealous woman in the world, was still driving around with her ex-boyfriend's underwear in her car while months into a relationship with her new boyfriend. Sounds suspicious and odd, doesn't it? Let's dive into the video and see just how suspicious it gets. So we start off finding out that Trisha and Jason are in the market for their own reality show, which makes sense considering they practically already had their own reality show going on between their two YouTube channels. So it makes sense that they were either shopping for one or being offered one. But what's interesting here is that even though this reality show they were after never came to fruition, much to our dismay, Trisha and her now husband Moses actually ended up on a reality show themselves. Not their own, but one with an ensemble cast that never aired, at least not to our knowledge. Still, it's interesting to note that Trisha didn't just want a reality show with Jason. She wanted to be on a reality show, period. It didn't matter which life partner she ended up with on one. She just wanted to be on one. So before any of her fans go and accuse Jason of wanting to for clout, just remember that only one of them pursued the venture of a reality show in multiple relationships, and it wasn't him.
Hey, are those Khloe Kardashian jeans?
Are you being stupid?
It looks like Jason is already treading into unsafe waters with that Khloe Kardashian comment. Notice how offended Trisha becomes by such a simple question. And you know why, don't you? It's because she wants to be compared to Kim Kardashian, not Khloe. For anyone who remembers, Khloe was once viewed as the least attractive sister. So Jason referencing Khloe rather than Kim isn't sitting well with Trisha.
So nice. Out of all the Kardashians, I'd probably pick her.
You pick Khloe?
Trisha believing Khloe to be the least attractive is why she has this reaction.
To be friends with, not to be romantic with.
Who would you be romantic with of the Kardashians?
Kim.
You were supposed to say nobody.
Really?
Compared to you.
Kim Kardashian's very pretty.
You're not allowed to talk about women.
Oh, okay.
So after Trisha tricks Jason with a loaded question that he's meant to get wrong so that she can be mad at him, she tells him that he's not allowed to talk about other women, in spite of the fact that she's frequently talked about other men she wants to sleep with in front of him. Some of those men being his own friends.
Although, guys, look at this shirt. A Weevo!
You know what I love about you?
What?
You have great timing. You're always in the right place at the right time.
What does that mean?
Because I owe an Owevo shout out to Owevo on my YouTube channel.
Guys, check out a Weevo. Are you the #1 Owevoer?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You should just say yeah.
I have like 100,000 followers.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love the app. I love making like 6-second content instead of second content. I think it's really fun. And I know people love watching it because Vine was so big, and then like it's fun to just watch something for 7 seconds. It's like it's just so it really gives your brain a rest. You know,
so basically you're an idiot.
It's perfect for exactly. That's why I like it.
So Trisha is clearly in a mood. She starts off helping him with his sponsorship only to turn around and insult him and anyone who would potentially enjoy the app by calling them all stupid. What a supportive girlfriend she is. She's clearly mad about something, and it's not the app, but what is it? Let's keep watching and see if we can find out.
So what you have to do is just go to the link in the description right here, guys, and go download the app. Just go check it out. You know, if you don't like it, that's cool. And if you're a creator, it's a great way to get started. You could get a lot of followers out there quickly. Trish, thanks for helping me with that sponsorship.
You're welcome, baby.
Now we're off to a meeting.
We're off to a meeting in Hollywood.
We're going to have our own reality show. We have someone that wants to talk to us about our own reality show. And babe, I've been thinking about it. This is probably a terrible idea.
What?
Having our own reality show.
I thought you meant our relationship. I was like, Jesus.
So after Jason thanks Trisha for insulting his sponsorship, sorry, we mean helping him with his sponsorship, he starts to tell her that he's unsure about doing a reality show. And for some reason, she believes that he's talking about their relationship not being a good idea. Likely because deep down she knows that's the truth and is just waiting for the day he actually does figure that out. Hence, why she's so on edge all the time about it.
No.
I feel like the breakup would come on camera so you get my real reaction.
I would never do that.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I don't know. You tried to break up with me over a text one time. I'm like, you can't do that over a text. What do you think was the most difficult night with me? I think about 4 big times that I was difficult with you, and I wonder, in your head, I wonder what was the most difficult for you.
They're all difficult. They're all equally awful.
Trisha, for some reason, thinks that Jason would break up with her on camera to get her reaction. But she's not thinking like Jason when she says that she's thinking like herself. That's something Trisha would likely do, therefore she's projecting. And when Jason tells her that he would never do something like that, she then brings up how he once tried to break up with her through text, which she tells him that he can't do. And we want to let viewers know that if you need to break up with someone via text for your own safety, you absolutely can do that. We all know how dangerous Trisha was during this time, and how often she would lash out when she didn't get her way. And we all know what she finally did when Jason did finally leave her. She drove her car through his house, and threw a rock through his window, and terrorized him for hours until he fled his own property. So, yes, if you're involved with someone who can potentially lash out, and you don't feel safe to break up with them in person, you absolutely have the right to end things through text. She tries to paint him in a bad light for doing that, but she fails to see why he would even have to resort to a text breakup. She's completely unaware of her own behavior, yet she appears to be bragging about how difficult she's been with him, as if it's cute. So maybe she's more aware than we think. She just doesn't care and believes Jason should put up with anything if he loves her. And he makes it clear how awful being put in difficult positions was. She finds it funny, like it's a cute game, and he clearly doesn't, and shouldn't.
And hellish.
Okay, what's more difficult? Me when I'm being stubborn and I won't budge, or me when I'm like messed up? Do you like coherent stubborn Trish, or do you like effed up I'm out of my mind Trish? And you don't know what's gonna happen to me. Maybe I'll be self-sold. You don't know. Jason has to keep an eye on me during those nights. Which one's more difficult?
That's the funniest thing you've ever said.
It's actually not funny at all, Jason, it's manipulative. But let's dive into why. Because first of all, she's asking him to pick between the lesser of two evils. Which is better? Her being angry at him enough to, let's be real, potentially harm him, or her being so out of her mind that he's obligated to take care of her and ensure her safety, as if it were his responsibility, so that she doesn't harm herself. It's essentially the two tactics that she uses to control him, and she knows it and finds it funny. The two ways to keep Jason in line is either fear of harming him or fear of harming herself, which she will later admit was in fact how she controlled her partners.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to film in the meeting. I'm going to film in the meeting.
No!
Yeah, I am.
No, please.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to film a little bit.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am, so they can see what a real Hollywood meeting is like.
Okay, so Trisha is taking this meeting very seriously, and it appears she doesn't want to ruin it with any risk, while Jason appears a little more carefree and interested in filming the process for viewers. Remember, Trisha cares about how she's viewed, and in turn how the two of them are viewed together. So if Jason does something embarrassing that reflects embarrassment on her, I think it's pretty clear which one of the two wants this reality show.
Do you know how far a good attitude takes you in this life? A good attitude will take you everywhere. Go into this meeting with a good attitude. It's fun.
I'm just making jokes. I'm a comedian. Unlike you, I'm a successful working comedian at this point.
Really? I haven't seen you do any comedy, so I'd have to look you up.
So Jason calls out Trisha's obvious mood. As you've seen already throughout this video, she seems to have a negative chip on her shoulder. But she tells him she's only joking, and then proceeds to insult him some more. Once again coming for his career casually, because she knows Jason pursued comedy and didn't quite make it down the path he attempted to venture down. She's clearly in a mood about something, but what is it? Let's keep watching.
Is that a potato? Oh, I thought that was a potato chip. I thought that was a Dorito.
Ooh, can we get Doritos?
I thought it was a nacho. But it's not a nacho at all, it's a map.
Did you hear that? Jason brings up how something looks like a chip, and Trisha's entire mood changes, and she talks about getting chips. She then says something about a diet. Is she mocking the fact that he is going to say no because he's on one, or is she stating that she herself can't because she's on a diet? It's difficult to decipher. But could this be the reason she's being so moody? Because she hasn't eaten? We know how she gets when she doesn't eat. Could she have skipped a meal before the meeting to look skinny for it? Like she skipped eating to look skinny for Gigi Gorgeous's party? Could this be why she's so miserable? Let's find out.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
What's happening?
Things are happening a lot.
I like that jacket.
Do you?
I love it.
Yeah,
Look at this
sick.
outfit.
That's how you gotta dress, Jason. You gotta dress more like this.
I do. I look
Jack?
good. right?
Yeah, you look trendy. Like,
Do I?
How does he look different than me?
because he doesn't have stains on his shirt.
Think of the hair. Long hair.
Yeah, I like it. I wanted
Do
to
you?
draw it like to his shoulders. How about you?
I think it looks good.
So they meet up with who looks to be Jason's manager, and Trisha immediately starts comparing Jason to this man, criticizing the way that Jason looks in comparison. Naturally, notice the way the manager talks to Jason as opposed to how Trisha does. Trisha criticizes the way that Jason looks while his manager compliments him. Just a little something to take note of to show just how critical she always was of him.
I got the thumbnail right here.
What is the thumbnail?
He's representing her?
Wow, what a good clickbait. I'm sure everybody's gonna click on that.
More criticizing. They can't even have a playful light moment without her having an issue with it.
What did you say?
I said, let's just be real. How much can we get for a sex tape?
I mean, would Jason be in this?
A mill?
A mil. I would do it for 100,000.
Trisha, of course, then has to turn things dirty and asks about the price of making an intimate tape with Jason. You know, Jason, the father of two who would never do that, and has made that clear. But just like she later did with Moses, her husband, trying to get him into her intimate content, she also pushed the same thing on Jason, or tried to.
Wow, we just had a reality show meeting. It's pretty much in the bag. We met with a fire producer.
Yeah, that was good.
He was great.
He got us.
So it looks like the interview for the reality show went great, and now it appears as if Trisha is in a way better mood.
No, it's not here.
Are you kidding?
This is like that episode of Seinfeld.
But it's not funny, Jason, because my feet hurt, so...
I'm sorry.
Figure out where it is.
I'm sorry, Dorothy. Oh, I knew what I could do. I could look at the tape and see where, because I was filming.
And that happy mood did not last, because look how irritated she got when she realized that Jason didn't remember where he parked the car. But it doesn't look like she remembers either. So why is it solely on him? This should be very interesting. They don't need a psychic, though, or two, to be told that their relationship is and will be a disaster. They just need to watch their own YouTube videos.
We are here with the psychic twins. We should be in unison like they were here.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, we're here with the Psychic Twins. We've got a bunch of readings about them, and you're gonna want to stay tuned while we tell you what's coming up in their lives.
Oh my God!
Did you have breakfast this morning?
Whoa, you're good.
I thought so.
We love your vibe. We love your energy.
Oh my
together,
God.
And everybody loves
It's
you guys.
explosive energy. I tell you, whenever there's some powerful people coming over, we get sort of jittery and shaky. It's because of the energy of you two. I could hardly put my eyelashes on. My head like this.
And so you put the pen in your hand and you just go, and whatever comes to you, you write as fast as you can.
It's like we're accessing information fields on other dimensions of reality.
Both of you are very afraid of commitment. Both of you are very, like, you're afraid of being hurt again.
Yeah. On a 1 to 10 scale, you each trust on a 2, which is very low. And she's extremely loving. Mack truck loving.
You can't not let love in when it steamrolls you.
And
I love when you do this. This is like,
Yeah, that's
circle
so
stuff.
interesting.
I'm like,
if I were to do it, I would roll my eyes in the back of my head. And really freak people out.
Okay.
I feel like you're supposed to do martial arts.
oh.
Wow.
Was that a reach?
No, I mean, I would love to do karate.
Karate.
My dad did karate.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he was,
Oh, come on.
Did he?
yeah, he was a braided,
black belt,
he was a braided
or-
belt, yeah.
So far the mood is light and kind of playful. If anyone remembers these two psychics, they were big on Shane Dawson's channel. So it's no surprise that Trisha is using them. Jason seems to be behaving politely, but doesn't seem to believe what they're saying. I mean, Trisha being loving? Right there should have raised red flags about their credibility. Mac Truck was right, though. But let's see what else they say.
Will Trisha expose David Dobrik? Will she make an expose video on him, revealing his secrets and the underbelly of David Dobrik?
You are psychic because that's exactly what I see.
We're not sure why Trisha herself is acting so surprised. We all saw that one coming.
You're
Should
gonna
I go back
have.
to stand-up?
You should.
Not you, I'm not asking you, I'm asking there!
Jason calling them out for forgetting they're supposed to be answering from some higher power is actually pretty funny. He caught them slipping.
Jason, don't do that. Jesus Christ.
Oh no, guys. Jason jumped out to scare her. This is definitely going in her Rolodex of traumatic events she'll later come at him for. Because everyone knows a jump scare is worse than a car being drove through a house.
I think your girls outside trying to like break in.
No, the girls aren't trying to get you, Todd. They've given up. They said, Todd, he's too sexy. They said, Joe,
Hi, Trish.
Joe's a good guy too. Are you
Kidding me?
Notice Trisha's sour mood until Todd hears her and says hi. Then she comes out with the fake happy hi.
You look good.
Thanks, man. You
You
too.
look good. You weren't partying a lot.
I was not.
You weren't.
I didn't drink at all.
Liar.
Swear to God.
You're lying. Swear on your kids.
I swear on my kids. I didn't drink all weekend.
You didn't?
I haven't drank since last Sunday at Coachella.
Well, because you were drunk for 2 weekends in a row at Coachella.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm proud of you.
Jason, his proof was he pulled up his shirt. He's like, see, haven't drinking. That was what he did.
That sour mood seems to be getting better. Todd's hello might have just saved that entire room. Let's see what happens next.
You had a meeting with who?
The psychic twins. They clear ghosts.
Definitely ghosts in this house. They got that right.
Who were the psychic twins?
They're YouTubers who predict stuff.
Jason asked, he goes, oh, is Trisha going to make an because they had joked that they were going to expose somebody, and then he's like, well, Trisha make an expose video on David Dobrik, and they go, oh, yes, definitely. I was like, okay, that's so random.
What else did they say about me?
And they're like, no, you need to make that exposing video. Like, they said it, and then Jason's like, he's like, is this something you guys personally want, or is this something like the spirits are telling me?
So they sit down to discuss their meeting with the psychic twins, and Trisha shares their actual thoughts about what the psychics had to say. Notice she brings up the exposed video in particular and points out that the psychic twins encouraged her to do it, which prompted confusion out of Jason.
I think like some of it seemed like so like way off, but then like their video, I felt like they had so many things that like we've never talked about in videos that they were like right on with.
Yeah, they said a lot of a lot of things about me that really hit home.
What did they say? Because I'm not a believer. So go ahead, sell me on this psychic thing.
So Trisha shares her own doubts about how some of the things the psychics said were off, but then states that they knew private information they couldn't have possibly have known. And Jason seems to agree that the psychics knew some things he was surprised by. But David isn't buying it.
They said there's ghosts in this house.
They did?
And there are. They said my son and my dad were the same person in another life.
And you think that too?
Yeah.
What?
They said Wyatt and my dad were reincarnated from the same person.
Oh my God.
Dude, that couldn't be more wrong. I mean, I don't know your kid as well as you do, but like that couldn't be more wrong.
No, but I have that feeling. I have that feeling about Wyatt.
Bro, I mean, I've only met your dad once, but it's not at all like Wyatt. Like, they're polar opposites.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, like how I connected is like he's like the relationship I wanted to
You
have
see what you're
with
doing?
my father.
You're like stretching. I'm sure there's things that are similar.
I do see that.
If she went, your son and your father are nothing alike, you'd be like, God damn it, yes.
Probably, yeah.
David grounds Jason back to earth by basically telling him that there's a little play of confirmation bias here, and that Jason is stretching what he's been told to fit scenarios that don't fit. And Jason seems to agree. But remember, Jason is a people pleaser, and he seems to be polite by nature, so it's no surprise that he's supporting the psychics.
What else? She said Trisha's gonna have a reality show, and we had a meeting about a reality show this morning. She said Zane's gonna come into a lot of money really soon.
Oh, so they're.
They said we're gonna have a really rocky patch really soon, and that we are gonna move in together. I'll speak for myself. I bought a hook, line, and sinker. I left there like, wow, it's so cool.
Watch their videos. That's all they did. Sounds like
No, they don't. They do automatic writing. They have these pages and pages of stuff scribbled that was channeled through them. I guess it's pretty easy to read a YouTuber's life.
So we hear more about what the psychics predicted, and Jason's friend group is just not sold. And quite honestly, neither are we. Considering it sounds like they said the couple would go through a rough patch before moving in together, when in reality their entire relationship was a rough patch, and they never moved in together. But nobody is convinced other than Trisha and Jason that the psychics were onto something. So now Jason and Trisha are going to go hang out with David, a favorite pastime for the two of them.
Whoa, Trisha, what is this?
Oh my god. It's probably...
Wait. Is there a poop stain on them?
No.
Oh, then they're not mine.
They're not yours. This is not real.
What happened?
You.
What happened?
Do you ever just stop for a second, Trisha, and just think, what the hell is your life?
No. I wish it was more extravagant.
Look at this. You have a 45-year-old man with Gucci shades on carrying your $4,000 purse.
A fully tattooed man bought you for no reason.
You're the reason we became boyfriend-girlfriend. Because remember when we were sitting here and I was crying for real and I was like, he just doesn't want to be with me. I'm not attracted to him. And then that night we became boyfriend-girlfriend.
Yeah, you're
Why does
welcome.
David get the credit for that?
Because we were sitting in this spot and he worked through our problems with us. And then you're like, oh,
Okay, so here's where it happens. The infamous underwear scene. But it appears that Jason may have cut out this footage to allow David to use it in his vlog. If that's the case, we'll insert it at the end for a proper review. But let's keep going, because right now, we just heard that Trisha credits David for why she and Jason got together, which is interesting considering she denied that fact in her Yoko Ono video, where she said he didn't deserve any cred for them being together. And why this is interesting is because Trisha made it seem like David did nothing but try to hurt the relationship and break them up and never wanted them to be together. But now here we're hearing that he talked them through their problems and helped Jason discover that he wanted to be with Trisha. Interesting.
I have a lot. I've started a lot of relationships.
Which ones? You and Liza?
Correct.
But I mean, Andrew and Russet put us together.
Sure.
Get technical.
I don't take credit for your relationship.
Yeah.
No.
Why? Because it's a train wreck?
Because it's not a relationship. I'm kidding.
That's not funny.
Because it's fake? You still think it's fake?
I don't know. Today when you guys were taking pictures, I was staring out the window and I'm like, what is going on?
Trisha got awfully offended at David thinking their relationship is fake. Did you see that face she pulled?
Trisha, whose underwear is this in the front seat of your car?
Can I tell you, I do know whose underwear those are, but I haven't seen them since like a long time. I do know whose they are.
What the hell?
I know, but it's from a really long time ago. Like if you look in there, it has my Hamilton playbill and stuff. That was so long ago. All that.
Is this an ex-boyfriend's?
Yeah.
That is so weird.
She's banging left and right. I know it behind my back. I know because she's always like on me about, she thinks I'm cheating on her, and that's why I think she's cheating on me.
You think
She's
Trisha's cheating on you?
Yeah, because she's guilty.
I don't know what he's talking about because it's so weird.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't give me enough. Not that I'm cheating on him. I'm just saying.
Okay, so you are cheating
No.
on
You know, I know how to figure out if she's cheating on you. She doesn't think it's gross. What the hell is going on?
I love balls, though. I love the smell. So it doesn't bother me.
So this is your ex-boyfriend?
Babe, you could throw them out right now. I wouldn't care. Like, who cares? I just thought, like,
You better not be having sex with other people behind my back.
you're being so stupid right now.
I'm not being stupid, I'm being serious.
When would I ever have time?
Alright, so the confrontation is in this video, and there's a handful of things to point out here. One, it seems unlikely that they would be an ex-boyfriend's pair of underwear when Jason has been in that car many times and has never seen them until now, implying that they were put there pretty recently. 2. Trisha reacts a bit off when she's confronted about the possibility of cheating. Rather than initially denying it, she acts confused, which she typically does when she's guilty of something. 3. Trisha admits that Jason isn't sleeping with her enough. Why would she say that if she wasn't doing anything? And he seems very suspicious about what she's doing. And he's right. The fact that she accuses him of cheating constantly usually points to the fact that the person making the accusations is usually guilty themselves and are projecting, because they know what they're doing, so assume their partner is doing it as well. And let's not forget that text she received that day that she went out to eat with David and Jason and Zane. When Zane pointed out that some guy called Sexy James with the contact of an eggplant emoji was messaging her. And as we've said before, Trisha has definitely cheated on partners and plays by the rule that she can do what they can't. So, would it really shock you to find out that she was creeping on Jason behind his back? Because it wouldn't shock us. Or evidently Jason, who looked like he believed she was doing something she shouldn't have been doing. Also, what kind of defense is, I love the smell of a man's package? Shouldn't she only be loving the smell of her boyfriend's? Imagine if Jason had a random pair of an ex's underwear in front of him and said he loved the smell of women. She'd lose it. And if she found a pair of women's clothing in his car, all hell would have broken loose. Even if it were an ex's item. But because it's her, it's funny and okay and not a big deal.
This week, you're with your kids all week. David?
Ew, what the? Don't rub me into you.
Trisha then goes on to joke about Jason being with his kids, so it would be a good opportunity for her to hook up with David. Because again, he can't make any jokes about anything, but her sleeping with his friends is a-okay. But don't mention Tana Mojo about her, because that's off limits. But yeah, sleeping with his friends gets the green light. It's worth noting here too that she implies she's doing things when he's with his children, which she's doing to cause him to think about spending time with them when he could be with her, and ensuring that he thinks about her when he's with them, to wonder what she's doing behind his back while he's with his kids. It's almost like she's punishing him for being with his children, or wants to.
With Trisha, I'd never talk to you again.
What?
If you slept with Trisha, I'd never talk to you again.
Bro, I'd never talk to myself again.
Check out that offended face and sound she makes when David says he wouldn't be with her. And take note of how serious Jason is taking the entire thing, as if he believes she actually is cheating on him and believes she would do it with David, because that's what she puts out and constantly tells him.
This looks like I'm like, I don't know. Like I'm trying to impress the geeky girl at my school.
You look like Laz's assistant.
Let me see. Ew.
Those are 60?
60? I thought they were 1 for 30.
No, you jacking up the sticker price. No, yeah, you pull that out of your ass.
See, I did.
Bro, give me a deal on these and we'll call it a deal right now.
Take 2 for 90. That's amazing.
Bro, I only have one set of eyes.
I did it for 50 bucks.
50 bucks? He's got 2 more years to live and he wants to see me a good pair of glasses. We'll take it right now for 40 bucks.
I can't do it for 40 bucks. I have to do 50 bucks. I'm trying to make a living out here. You know what I'm saying?
I respect that. 45.
There's something about seeing a millionaire haggling with a salesperson to get a discount that's off-putting, isn't it?
Nini Mukbang in the middle of the grove.
Yeah, because you don't feed me.
It's even more off-putting to watch a grown woman who can feed herself getting angry at her boyfriend for not feeding her. Trisha, you eat plenty enough. Always have and always will. We think you're fine.
Should I get the $60 sunglasses?
You know when you haggle with someone and you're over like $5, they're like, isn't this guy a millionaire? I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of like, just get the glasses, bro. Go buy 5 pair. Go buy 5 different colors. You just spent $120,000 on cars for your friends. So go buy yourself a pair of sunglasses.
I want to buy myself a car.
Well, that's fine, but...
This must have been Trisha's era of being nice to fans, because you can hear her excitedly talking to them in the background as Jason confronts David over being a millionaire and negotiating over a pair of sunglasses that he can easily afford.
I've had those pretzels. Why did you let me? That was a test.
Why am I getting blamed for everyone's eating habits? I just wanted a snack and you came over and said, let me get those. I'm sorry.
Let us make this clear. Trisha is not responsible for other people's food intake. If they choose to eat, they choose to eat. They can view her as a tempting influence. But overall, they're making their own decisions. It's only when she forces her lifestyle on others that it's wrong. For instance, when Jason has made it clear that he's on a diet and doesn't want to eat junk, and she throws a fit until he caves and eats it with her. She can eat whatever she wants, but she can't force people to do the same. That being said, she didn't do that here.
Well. You think we're gonna forget about this? Just put things in the trash.
Babe,
That's gross.
that's disgusting. Not only was someone else's underwear, they were in the trash.
It's the Grove. It's clean.
That could be the wrong pair too. Someone else could have thrown.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's interesting how it almost seems as if she wanted Jason to find the pair of underwear in her car originally, but now that he's speculating that she's actually cheating, which she likely is, she can't wait to get rid of them and end the topic. There's something about the way that she's behaving regarding this underwear that's very strange and almost not like her. In the same way she was with the text that Zane found, she acts dismissive and confused, and like she's been caught red-handed and is having the freeze response.
On a scale of 1 to 10, ask David how hot he thinks he is, 10 being Brad Pitt and his Thelma and Louise heyday.
Sure. So I'm looking up this actor. This is who I can compare my looks to. Not that he looks like me, but I feel like we have the same level of good looks.
There's nothing to do with the question. Just rate yourself.
Well, no, because I'm going to put him on a number. Brad Pitt is 10.
Yeah.
And Jason Sudeikis.
Oh, what? He's like 40.
Is a 7?
And now Trisha is focused on David's level of attractiveness, because she's just waiting to tell him herself how attractive she herself finds him to be. That's what this is. But notice how she used in disgust over a 40-year-old actor that David brings up, but we thought that was her exact type? Isn't she the one who said she finds 40 and above to be the hottest?
No, is a 6. I'd put myself at a 6.25. It's fair.
We're talking about looks or money, the money he has
Looks.
too? Just looks.
1 to 10 hot scale.
I think Jason Sudeikis is the perfect level of attractiveness to compare me to.
Were you clean?
like he's all right.
I think David, with everything, like if you were talking full package, I would say he was a 10. Like money, personality. Looks.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
10?
I would say that, yeah.
Well, I appreciate
Like you're
it.
like
For a 21-year-old?
Yeah.
Not too many 21-year-olds better than David
For
out
anyone,
there, for sure.
like-
No, I agree.
Tooting my own horn.
Notice how she does exactly what we said. She tells him how attractive she finds him. So attractive, in fact, she gives him a 10. And when Jason says he's a 10 for a 21-year-old, Trisha corrects Jason and says he's a 10 for anyone. This is how much Trisha actually liked David and how attractive she found him to be. Contrary to what she tries to have people believe now.
but looks alone, I'd give you an 8.
That's still really good.
8.5 maybe. Now that you're
That's
working
bullshit.
out.
Hitting on
You're just
him.
saying that 'cause
God
you're in a good
damn
mood.
it, we already talked about this.
I'm not hitting
Am
on
I going to
it.
find his underwear in the back?
Trisha then goes on to say that in looks alone, she views David as an 8. Because again, she's obviously attracted to him and has never made that a secret. And Jason starts to become upset now that Trisha is yet again hitting on his friend in front of him. Just imagine for a second if Trisha had a younger female friend that Jason was talking to like this, telling her that she was a 10 and then an 8 right in front of Trisha. Trisha would explode, and her fans would paint Jason as a monster. But because it's Trisha doing it, it's okay and funny.
What's Jason at?
Jason, I've rated you before, haven't I, babe? I think I gave you a 9.5. Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, my rating seems awful.
David then asks about Jason, Trisha's boyfriend, to find out how attractive she finds him to be, rather than finding out how attractive she finds his friends to be.
And we're gonna tell you, are Trisha and Jason getting married?
Ooh!
So, as the video comes to a close, we have Jason talking about his podcast with David, which is called Views, and they start to tease what they'll be talking about on it. Jason lists a bunch of things before David intervenes, and adds that they'll be talking about Jason and Trisha getting married as well, which Jason tries to quickly dismiss, because even though it's a joke to David, it's not one to Trisha, and it's likely that Jason knows that if Trisha hears this, she'll start harping on him again about getting married, when we all know he's not interested in doing so a couple of months into their relationship. And the video ends with Jason capturing the thumbnail for the video, which Trisha yet again is not included in. We wonder why he took that small break of including her, and why he began to include her again. Maybe we'll find out as we keep watching. There's a lot more to discover in this series, and we've barely touched the surface. And because Jason barely touched the surface of what those psychics shared with them in this video, we've decided we're going to dive into what those predictions were in our next video. So stay tuned for that video and for the next video in this series.